Well, my SimPod started its life out as a Jim Russell Racing School race car. It was eventually a casualty of the track and no longer fit for school use. That is when I acquired the frame and a few body pieces to go with it. I had used a welding torch to remove a lot of the excess areas, as I won't be needing an engine or the suspension. Since the frame was originally a Star Mazda race car, the seating position is fairly reclined, a little cramped, and extremely comfortable. I used a few extra pillows to add extra comfort for long races. The SimPod over the years has seen many different wheels mounted into it, including a black Momo, a red Momo, a TSW, a Logitech DFP, and finally the G25. The cockpit has been upgraded recently with a mock dash. I have installed my audio controls as well as the buttons from the G25 shifter. This keeps everything at my fingertips and in the ready-to-use position. When it was time to mount the G25 pedals, I decided to go with a more modern setup and inverted the pedals. You can see they hang down from above instead of being mounted on the floor. In addition to this upgrade, I have also installed the Nixon brake mod, and it is allowing for much more braking control. The best part about the way the pedals and the wheel are mounted is that there is absolutely no play, no wiggles, even when seesawing on the wheel. Shifting is done with the SimGear shifter. This shifter is not only my favorite one on the market, but it is also such a low profile design that it bolted right into my cockpit and it didn't take away any space from the driver. Also, it turns out that the pedals, the shifter, and the wheel are all mounted exactly as the real-life controls were in the Mazda. Delivering the sound is a Logitech 5-in-1 surround system. The front speakers are mounted deep in the cockpit side by side with the pedals. The center channel speaker is hard to find, but it is mounted under the monitor. There are also two rear speakers that are mounted behind the driver, and the bass woofer is directly under the seat. The system is mounted to stay out of the way and deliver great sound. And to enhance that sound is the butt kicker unit. I recently got their larger amp and I'm using dual butt kicker shakers. One is mounted behind the driver and the other is mounted near the pedal box to give vibration to the pedals as well. The butt kicker units are delivering the rumble that makes the cockpit much more realistic. Other nice features of the SimPod is the new SLI shift light by CXE Simulations. This is the brand new one coming out and it mounts right on top of your wheel or to your dash. Very versatile and a great addition to the pod. Another big step in adding realism to the driving experience, and the latest addition, is the Track IR unit, allowing for precise head tracking and movement while driving. And now we'll let our sponsors get a word in, and when we get back, you'll hear about the specs for my computer.
We're the Sim Factory, and you're watching SRT live on location from Daytona Beach.
But the real backbone of any SimPod is actually the computer itself. I have very recently upgraded my computer. The current computer on my SimPod is a dual-core 3.0 GHz CPU. This is mounted to an EVGA N4 680i board. I'm running with 2 gigs of Patriot RAM, and the system has 1000 watts of Antec power. The video card is an NVIDIA GTS 8800. Sound is covered by the Sound Blaster XFI and does more stuff than I know how to use. Rounding out the system is a Sony DVD burner. All these components are bolted into an Antec 900 case, which has so many fans that I lost count when putting it together. And lastly is a gigantic Zaltzman fan on the CPU. Now all this sounds great and has certainly taken a lot of time and money to put together, but it has come with certain prices. Things haven't always gone so well. This is me firing up the computer for the very first time. Holy shit, what the fuck was that? So there you have it, my SimPod. It really is one of my most prized possessions. With a little ingenuity and a little work, you too could build yourself something just like it. Thanks for watching. I'm Sean Cole of Sim Racing Tonight.